Today I want to share with you my story of how I went from quitting my job as an engineer to make money in this world, and how I made zero for years and years and years on end, and how I finally made over $10,000, almost $20,000 last year. So it's an uncut raw video, not wearing my makeup, not the usuals. If you don't know me, my name is Kay Radebe and I make videos helping you increase your income. And I've never really shared my story on this channel of what I've been through and what I've done. And so I thought today, let's just do that. Let's have a chat and I'll share with you what I've been through. So the last kind of video like this that I shared about my journey from getting kicked out of UCT, actually how I struggled to get into UCT in the first place, all the way to finally graduating with a mechanical engineering degree from the University of Cape Town, which was what I had worked for almost 7 years of my life. I spent doing that. And then after all of that, I get jobs as an engineer. I worked a few jobs as an engineer. And it just wasn't for me. I don't have some big bad reason why engineering wasn't for me. A lot of people ask me, should they still do it? I'm like, yes, I enjoyed it for that time of my life. I think the best job I ever had was in a manufacturing company, one of the biggest in the country. And I really enjoyed it, but I wasn't in my element. I wasn't my best, brightest self at that job. And I left and I went on to work other jobs, and I just never found the spark. I just never found the spark in engineering. I don't know why. But anyway, so I decided to leave engineering. And at the time, I honestly didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew that engineering just wasn't for me. And I think there are other ways to make money in this world. One of the problems I think I have with engineering at the time when I was, back in the day, 2017, 18, 19. I think this is the period from 2017 to 2019 and the various jobs that I had. The problem that I had was I felt that you had to work so hard. Like, engineers are some of the smartest people on the planet. They work really hard and do really complicated things, but the salary doesn't match. Like if you're a neurosurgeon, like a brain surgeon, you get paid a lot of money because the work you do is so important. And I just didn't feel that same correlation as an engineer. I felt like it's gonna take me forever to become a millionaire. And at that time, I was in my 20s. I saw many young people on the internet making a lot of money without even doing half of the work that engineers do. So maybe I don't think it was greed. I think I knew that there was more money to be made in this world. And at the same time, I just wasn't enjoying the day-to-day work. And I just wasn't enjoying the day-to-day work. So I leave engineering. And at the time, like I said, didn't really have a formal plan. I just wanted to figure it out and find out how to make money. So I started a business. And the very first business I started, I made a WhatsApp status and I said, I want to start a business. Anybody want to join me? And a friend of mine said, yes, I'll join you. And so we started two businesses together. So we were going to start the one, which was a cleaning company, and we were providing cleaning solutions for students. This was a terrible idea. Students don't have money, but we were so excited. We both really were. We put money into the business. We bought equipment. We got employees. We actually started this business. We went and we cleaned a few up. We hired cleaners and they cleaned a few apartments. Like, it was real. I felt like I have a business. And at the time I focused on the logo. We had an Instagram page, a Facebook page. Like, we had business cards, we printed flyers, and we put them up. We had to hustle. We had to go speak to the different building managers of these apartments. And we spoke to a few were not interested. It felt like entrepreneurship at the time. But we quickly learned that students are filthy. Unfortunately, very dirty rooms, and the price we were charging just wasn't going to make for a very profitable business model. And so we closed that business down. We had another business that we wanted to start, but we ended up parking both of those ideas. And after those failed, it had been a few months now, and I'm not earning an income. I had to go back to work. So I got a job again as an engineer. Like I said, this was the period between 2017 and 2019. So I think it was 2018 that we started that business. It didn't work. It was really fun though. I think I really enjoyed starting a business with a partner. I had someone else to bounce off of. I also was battling with anxiety at the time, and I really let my business partner down because one of the days where we had to clean so many rooms, I really had sort of an anxiety attack, or something just wasn't right with my mental health at the time, and I really let her down. And I was the one who was working full-time in the business because she still had a job. And so that really also wasn't great for business and our business relationship. But anyway, we ended up closing that business. So in this time, right, I had bought a car as an engineer. So I wasn't going to share this, but I'm like, what the hell? Let's just share everything today. So I had bought a car. I drove an Audi A1, and I bought it with my engineer salary. And now you imagine I'm not working for a few months. So how am I paying for this car? And so towards the end, it was like, if I want to keep this car, I have to get a job. And I decided I still don't want to get a job. I don't want to get a job. And so I lost my car. And that was really, really sad because I knew that I got that car because I was working as an engineer. As an engineer, I could afford to have this car. But as someone who quit their job and is hustling, I can't afford to keep this car. But I chose to believe in myself and in my dream to make it in this world. And so I lost the car, and that was very, very sad. I didn't actually tell many people. Not a lot of people know about the fact that I lost my car, and I'm still quite sad about that. But anyway. So I keep going. I'm believing in this vision. I'm watching all of these videos, how to make money. I learn about drop shipping. I learn about, hey, if you've seen it on YouTube, I've probably tried it, you know. And somewhere along the line, I am now losing money. I have nothing. I can't even afford airtime, data, like just the basic necessities. And I'm like, oh, I went to school. I have a bachelor's degree. Why am I doing this to myself? But I was just so stubborn. Ask anybody who knows me. I'm very stubborn. And once I've decided, like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I was like, I'm not giving up this dream no matter what. And yes, I did. So basically, I just stuck to the dream, right? But I'm running out of money. Like, I can't afford a damn thing. And so I end up, if you've watched my Rev.com video, I tried Rev.com again. And that was the first time I started to make money online, because all of the time I'm trying to start a business on one side, but it's not happening because it's so difficult, right? And on the other side, I'm like, I need money. Like, I'm broke. I need money. This isn't happening. So Rev.com was my big break because that was the first time I started to actually earn an income. So I do it for a couple of months, and in this time I also fall pregnant, I give birth, and all of the while I'm working on Rev.com. I think 1 week after I gave birth, I was on Rev.com, like, I need to make money. And I needed to make money, right? And so it really held me down for a long time, and that's why I love it. I know not everybody can get on the platform, but I won't discourage some of these websites that actually are a real job, right? Transcribing is a real job. It is a real profession. Some people transcribe videos for their whole lives. I'm sure you've seen those people in court who, what are they called? Stenographers. Their job is to transcribe for a living. And so it is a real career. And so Rev.com just makes that an online thing that you can do from home. And so that really, really held me down for a long, long time. And I think as someone who was trying to start a business, for the longest time, I was embarrassed to say, hey, I'm not making money from business. I'm not making money from anywhere except this website. Like, that's how I survive. I was embarrassed because I'm like, I'm an engineer and I'm making a fraction of what I earned as an engineer. But I still kept to the dream because it allowed me to work from home. It allowed me to choose my own hours. I was pregnant. I just had a baby. Like, I could still work on it at my own pace. And so I kept going. I don't know why we're so embarrassed sometimes in society by some of these things, but that is, you know, it is how it is. Anyway, but the problem with Rev, if you know it, it's very cyclical and seasonal. So at certain times of the year, there are lots of projects. And at other times of the year, it's crickets. There's nothing. Like, it's a struggle. And I eventually made my way all the way up to River Plus, which is the highest level where you earn the most. And even in Plus, sometimes there were not projects, and it's like walking on thin ice, because if you make a mistake, you can get kicked out of Plus again. So I just had a lot of anxiety because it was never stable. I never made a stable salary from month to month. And I'm getting frustrated because I'm not trying to be someone who's employed as a transcriber. I'm trying to start a business. So the whole time I'm working on Rev, I'm every day still pushing, trying to start a business, trying all kinds of businesses, right? Video editing, social media. What else? I once tried to start a company building websites. I know how to build websites, and I was going to build websites for beauty businesses. I actually contacted a few beauty businesses. I got trained for eyelashes. I've really tried so many businesses. Anyway, so then I realized that, no, man, I'm not getting anywhere. I've been working on Rev.com. I'm not growing. The salary is not stable. This cannot be a way of life. So my friend Ayanda actually says to me, Kay, why don't you just try just being a freelancer? You have all of these skills, marketing and social media. Just try working as a freelancer, because she was doing this at the time, and she was working with international clients, and she didn't work, you know, in South Africa, we're used to working full-time at an office, not 8 to 5, whatever. Like, that is the only, when someone said to me, get a job, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, I have to be at some office from 8 to 5 every day. I didn't want that, right? And so she really, you know, made me realize, no, man, there are other ways. So although I was resistant to getting a job because I'm so stubborn, I thought, let me try it. And so that is when, last year, my big break, I create a profile on Upwork.com. I kit it out. I do the whole shebang. And lo and behold, I get my very first client, and they're actually looking for somebody full-time to do social media for them. And so I started doing that. And then I could stop Rev because I was earning like so much more money, so much more money. These are international clients, so the currency exchange from USD to South African Rand is so much stronger. And so that felt like my big break. Like, oh my God, this is a salary. They're paying me every month. Like, hallelujah. But I still get all the benefits of working from home, choosing my own hours. Like, it's not the typical, 8 to 5 at an office, have to travel. And I mean, I have a child, and so for me, working from home is just so wonderful because I get to spend time with him whenever I want. And the job isn't that hard for me. Like, I love doing social media, I love videos, I do a lot of videos for them, I do video editing as well for them. And because it's not like, it doesn't take me 8 hours a day to do the work, I'm actually able to get more clients. So earlier this year in January, I actually approached another client on LinkedIn, and I convinced them to help them with their social media as well, and they paid me. And so this is why I talk about digital careers. I think the reason I launched level 1 of my bootcamp last year was because I believed in the idea that you can actually learn a skill and then get international clients to pay you for it. Like, I knew for a fact that that was true, but I needed to prove it, right, by doing it myself. And that's what I've been doing. So I've gotten 3 clients actually in total so far that have paid me. And I know for a fact that this is a real thing. And the biggest change I had to make was like starting a business from scratch, like having to have your own employees and figure out everything. It's just so much work, and I didn't really succeed in it. As you can tell from the story, like, I was trying for so long and I didn't succeed. And my big break really came from having a skill that I had learned over the years, which was social media, and then offering it to clients. And I got 3 international clients, and it just feels amazing, and my life feels much more stable. I was able to buy a new car, which I'm really excited about. It's not an Audi, but hey, listen, it is money that I make for myself, and I'm very proud of it. And it feels like freedom. So am I where I want to be in this life? No, absolutely not. Okay, I still believe I'm going to be a millionaire and have all of this money, but you have to start somewhere, and this is where I've started, and this is where I am so far in my journey. And I really want to teach people and help people and help you if you are struggling with figuring out how to make money from the internet. Because at some point I'm like, this is a scam. Like, everyone's claiming to make all of this money. I don't believe it. I don't see it. But I actually walked the path myself. I actually walked the journey myself, and I learned so much. One thing about me, I can research and learn till the cows come home. And so I just want to share that with you. So the level 1 of the bootcamp is already available. It's an hour-long masterclass where I introduce this idea to you, and I tell you a little bit more about my story, and I also introduce other careers. So although I do social media management, it isn't the only thing. There's video editing, virtual assistant, being project managers, operational managers, all kinds of positions that you can offer as a skill. I think that is the number one thing that's the hardest to identify, is what are you actually going to offer? What skills can you learn that people will actually pay you money for, that anybody can do even if you don't have a degree? I don't have a degree in marketing. I don't have a degree in video editing, right? And so the level 1 of this bootcamp really introduces you to the idea. But the level 2 of the bootcamp is more like, okay, now how do you actually get a job? How do you learn the skills, like, in the first place? What do you learn? How do you learn it? And then how do you get clients? And all the rest of it. So that is something that I'm looking to launch very soon. But let me know if that is something that you guys are interested in, because sometimes, I'll be honest with you, sometimes as a content creator, we create stuff, we create content, we make videos, but you don't know if people are really interested. Like, would you pay for a course where I teach you one-on-one and I work with you to help you identify your skill, learn your skill, and then get clients as well? I'm pretty sure I'm going to create this, but I need like more confirmation from you guys and from you if this is actually what you would want and what you would benefit from if you were in my situation or a similar situation where you just need to make some money. It doesn't matter how. And I promise you, those websites like Rev.com, they are great, but it's not a skill that you can build on and earn more money and get more. Like, you can't build on it. It is great to start off with and get you going, but at some point you need an actual skill that you can grow and make more money from. So that's my story today. I hope that's been informative to you. Let me know in the comments what you think about the mentorship program that I want to launch. And yeah, looking forward to hearing from you guys in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.